If this video has landed on your For You page, you were overqualified for an old position and your life is about to completely upgrade. Okay, and it's going to shock even the people around you. They didn't know this about you. All right, now I'm hearing also very specifically, there are some people in the past, it's interesting. What this is showing is that you have a secret foundation, and it's not in a bad way. You have qualifications that people actually don't know about, okay? Intuition over here, secrets. It says not opening up, but it's interesting because we do have foundation, all right? You're about to be rewarded. Your life is about to get an upgrade because you were actually overqualified the entire time. It does say revealing the truth over here. Now we do have jealousy on the bottom of the deck. Whenever you're watching this, it can be for you. If you would like a personal tarot reading, a private one-on-one session with me, Akashic Records, or to check out the Patreon or anything else, feel free to check out the box below. It does have everything that you will need. We do also have the 24-hour flash tarot readings for just a limited time. You can get your tarot reading in 24 hours. That's also in the pinned comments below. All right, let's dive into this reading today with the help of our rooster that's out there this morning. It's interesting here, though. You were quietly humble here. Quietly humble. And with the jealousy on the bottom of the deck, your life is getting an upgrade. But here's the thing. It's like shocking people around you. Because this was actually overdue, 6 of Cups. And 6 of Cups represents the past. You were actually overqualified the whole time, is what I'm seeing. It's like not a bad secret about your foundation. It says established here. So it's almost like actually the foundation is stronger than people thought that it was, kind of thing. Now, what do we have for the Lux Tarot Collective? What do we have for the Lux Tarot Collective on they were overqualified and they're about to get an upgrade? Why do we have revealing the truth, shedding light, secrets, foundation, intuition? What do we have for the Lux Tarot Collective? What do we have for all signs today on this collective was overqualified? What do we have for this collective that was overqualified? Why the Queen of Wands here for this collective that was overqualified? Why Queen of Wands and the 8 of Wands for this collective that was overqualified? Why the Queen of Wands and the 8 of Wands for the outcome of the collective was overqualified? They're about to get a timeline jump. Yeah, quantum leap. Why Queen of Pentacles here? Interesting. They didn't see a secret in your foundation. The Star card. I am inspired. Yeah, your foundation was more secure than they thought. What I'm kind of seeing in this reading is like someone who maybe to other people can appear like aloof. Aloof, a mess, discombobulated, Maybe you just don't look or sound the part, whatever that may mean for you. It's interesting here where you are getting an upgrade. It's with the Tower card, though. And then 7 of Pentacles here. Persistence in my efforts will yield security. And then we do have security over here. You are more secure than they thought that you were. What do we have for the collective? The collective was overqualified and about to get a timeline jump. Why the Queen of Wands? Why the 8 of Wands here? For the collective was overqualified and about to receive a timeline jump. You're about to receive a timeline jump. It's actually in that, look at that, 10 of Cups. Your dream life is coming in, all right? However, you're going to shock them. And in this reading, yeah, you're going to shock them. Overqualified, but it's the kind of thing where I'm going to just give a very plain example. Say you work at the nail salon, right? And say out of nowhere, like you just end up in a position of, I don't know, just say like you, a doctor, right? Finances, in finance, there's something completely different about you. There's a whole new change. You built the foundation in secret. That's what it is. You built the foundation in secret, but to the point where they don't even know your qualifications. So they don't know what to attack. You know, it's interesting here. The universe is giving you a brand new start. The World card, I am successful, 8 of Wands, the universe. You know, for some of you, you know, the reading is you are overqualified and you're about to have a timeline jump. They didn't even know you were overqualified for this position, whatever it may be. And this is actually exactly what I saw in my mind's eye beginning this tarot reading today. What I saw was God taking you out of one place and bringing you to another because you were overqualified for the work it is that you were doing. There's some sort of fated quantum leap, timeline jump success, and you're getting a whole upgrade. Now, for some of you, this is definitely like a money, wealth, prosperity, abundant upgrade. You go from the Queen of Wands to the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, this is like the kind of reading where you get hired for a totally different position than people even know, you know, where they're just like, do you even know how to do that? Like, it's that kind of thing. Do you even know how to do that? I'm hearing that. All right, let's dive deeper. What do we have for the collective on? They were overqualified and they're about to get a timeline jump. Why the Queen of Wands and 8 of Pentacles? For they were overqualified. Overqualified, and I will say, like, there's a specific subject area, maybe of work, of your career, of whatever, that you've truly mastered. And not only is it like overqualification, a little bit of this is you're actually just on to the next thing. Like, you've really mastered something. I'm seeing like the Wheel of Fortune, where this is complete. On to the next step, the next level, whatever this is for you. Why the 8 of Wands and the World card for the collective on? The collective was overqualified. It was God's judgment. We have judgment. I know my destiny. Now, why do we have the World card, 8 of Wands, judgment? Peace of mind is my strength. Why judgment with the 4 of Swords here? Interesting. Interesting here that the reading is about overqualification, and then there's these cards of judgment. And then the World card and the 8 of Wands, the universe, brings you a new start. But here's why. You outgrew this position. 8 of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Hermit card here. And I'm thinking of a soul client that I had years ago that had left being a counselor at a school. And what the person had said was like, it was just getting to the point that it would drain them. Like, yeah, it would like completely drain them. You know, every day of, say having a heavy case worker load, right? Or, you know, like you're working with people, but they're not changing, you know, or this or that. It just didn't serve you anymore. You were actually overqualified for like this position here. But it was to the point that, you know, what I'm seeing is like a doctor as well. Some of you, maybe you're doctors. But I'm seeing a doctor that where you work, you are great at what you do. You're amazing at what you do. Nobody takes your advice and they keep coming to you. You know, where I'm seeing you as a doctor just take this example as it resonates for you. And all of your clients, all of your patients, they keep coming back to you. They're not doing what you're telling them to do. But then it got to the point that it was for some of you, maybe unfulfilling is what I'm hearing, where you outgrew an environment, you outgrew a job, an old career, a role here. Now, for some of you, though, like what's coming through with the overqualification is it was taking your peace. And I don't know why I'm also seeing people who work like in, and I mentioned the medical field, right? Where not all medicine is actually what cures, right? 144 as I look at the clock, so you could be seeing the number 144. Why Judgment, 4 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords here? There goes the Wheel of Fortune. There was more for you. There was bigger fish in the sea for work, job, money, career, whatever resonates with you. All right, but definitely, I kind of want to say more fish in the sea, but there's more cups to choose from. There's more options. What I'm seeing is like you going all the way to the top of something, but then it's like just on to the next. You naturally vibrated out of an old job, an old role, an old environment. And part of it is because what's coming through is like it was kind of taking your peace. And you didn't quite see that. Maybe you love what you do. You love the people. You love the environment. You love just what you do, right? Judgment card, though, 4 of Swords with the 8 of Swords. What you didn't see is you were, now for some of you, probably picking up, absorbing so much energy that you didn't need to. Like, whether it be spiritual community, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a nail tech, right? Like, whatever you do, what I'm seeing is like you were maybe an expert, a master at what you do. It does say confidence and warmth radiates from me. And you're someone that really holds that with like integrity, ethics, passion, and devotion. What I actually see is God saved you from an environment, from people, from a workplace that did not respect you. You were qualified, if anything, overqualified for what it is that you were doing. Whether that be your boss, the other employees, your clients, whatever it is, they did not respect you. And you were trying to alchemize and transmute more energy than you had to. And that's actually what this was. You didn't quite see it, third eye opening. You were transmuting and alchemizing all this energy that honestly you didn't have to deal with or even alchemize. Now, we have Queen of Pentacles. Why do we have the Queen of Pentacles here? For the collective that is overqualified and having a timeline jump. Why 7 of Pentacles here for the collective that is overqualified and having a timeline jump? And then why the Tower card here for you are partnering with someone. There's someone that sees this in you and they see your worth. This could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It could also be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. You're moving forward over here, 6 of Swords. I open the door that leads to new possibilities. The Tower card, I can rebuild. What I do see is a choice because there's a little bit of a loss energy. But it also just feels like it's natural, right? Natural law and order. When you go from one place to another, there's a little bit of loss, right? Say you're moving, a little bit of loss, right? There's the rent deposit. When you are, say, going to a new employer, maybe it's even like new clothes to buy. That's still, to start over, it costs in whatever way that may mean, right? Energetically, financially, limiting beliefs, that just don't serve you anymore. Things like that, all right? And what I'm seeing is collaboration here. Why the 3 of Pentacles for the collective? Why the 3 of Pentacles for the collective that is going to have a timeline jump? Yes, the Chariot card. Okay, you're moving forward, 6 of Swords. And what I do see, you know, for some of you, that work maybe shifted a little bit. Where for some of you, this will, and look at that, success is my natural state, 6 of Wands. Put it in the comments below, success is my natural state. Where you will thrive and succeed in whatever you do, wherever you go. And it does say, I am flexible here. You actually had to be saved from the old environment. You were overqualified. And it was in the unseen, draining and taking your energy. You are now vibrating to an environment, to people, because there's collaboration and other people in this reading. You are vibrating to a job, to wealth and prosperity, to people that are much more aligned on a soul level. I want to dive deeper, though, into the beginning here. Why Queen of Wands, the Hermit card, and the 8 of Pentacles? You gave everything to this, okay? Now, for some of you, this truly was, I almost said respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Respect. You were not respected. You gave what you did not receive back here. And it was actually to save you and your energy. Because it's interesting here, Hermit card, you going within for truth, holding a lot of truth, says spiritual enlightenment. Ace of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands. Why the 8 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Ace of Cups, and the Hermit card here? You gave your all and your heart was broken. And look at that High Priestess card underneath this. 2 of Wands. There was a lesson here of choices, of you love what you do. And to be quite honest here, you know, like you're the type of person that would train other people in whatever you do, whether you're a high priestess, a doctor, a nurse, a nail tech, anything. You're like the top of what you do. You are a master at what you do. But you do deserve respect, 3 of Swords. And what I am seeing is God saved you here. Because you were such full of love and passion that you wouldn't have seen of like, whoa, I'm really not getting the respect, the abundance, the whatever it is that you deserve. Now, what's the advice for this reading for? The collective was overqualified. Yeah, Queen of Swords over here, speaking truth with clarity and compassion. 10 of Swords, understanding that endings are necessary for new beginnings. And that's what I said at the beginning of this reading. And there we go with the 6 of Wands. Again, success is my natural state. Where, yeah, it's like safe to release what no longer serves you in order to vibrate to move to work with what does. You know, Aries, Leo, Sag over here. So I am seeing you standing firm in your truth. Why Queen of Swords and the 10 of Swords for advice? Respect. And interesting here, it wasn't given in balance. 6 of Pentacles, generosity and receiving are in balance, but respect must also be given in balance. And what I see over here is 3 of Cups. It says I have respect. Very interesting here. And the 3 of Cups is actually like a celebration. It's a friendship card. It was people here that did not respect you. And so you had to make the decision of, and it's interesting, you have been rewarded. There you go. You have been rewarded for choosing self-love and respect, which I'm going to give you the secret right now. The universe, although it's hard for us to do, we're empaths, we're sensitive to energy, we're light workers, right? We are God-led and driven. That's hard. But the universe is not all love and light. If we dive deep into ancient laws of the universe actually responds to this. The universe rewards you when you stand firm in self-love, when you stand firm in your truth, boundaries, and all of this, all right? And what I am seeing for some of you is like to open your third eye, you know, or it has already opened where, again, like you love what you do. You're really good at what you do. You deserve respect. You deserve the abundance that you deserve. And, old environment, old people, old workplace was not giving it. So I see you partnering actually with someone here. They see your worth. And you have a new beginning. All right, so that's what I have for you. I'm going to grab a few cards of advice. What do we have for the collective on? They were overqualified. We do have reflection, non-judgment, the mirror, the lady of the mirror. Okay, so, you know, for you as well, it's non-judgment. You took the reflections for what it is. And it's also not personal for you either. You know, where you're just like, well, you know, but I do deserve, maybe it's to be paid for what you deserve, for your true mastery, the true work you've done. Maybe it's like the respect that you deserve, etc. What advice do we have for the collective on? They were overqualified. The shadow king or queen over here. Okay, shadow king or queen, acquiring knowledge. It's interesting here though. For example, the shadow king or queen, the shadow truth is that the universe responds faster to this. And that's why everything's coming in for you. All right, and again, as you do surrender to a new beginning, which may not be comfortable or easy, you actually have a timeline jump when it comes to money, wealth, and abundance, and relationships too. But it took you like knowing your worth over here and setting the boundaries. It's interesting that it says acquiring knowledge too. And it does say insecurity and then reflection, non-judgment. It's not, there's no judgment, right? But I feel like this is also logical. If you are a brain surgeon, you know, this is YouTube Tarot, so we connect with all different kinds of people, right? Even like, say, the spiritual community of shamans, practitioners of all different kinds. Would you, like, we just have to respect the brain surgeon, right? Respect the brain surgeon that got the PhD in brain surgery. Respect the high priestess that it's a good thing you can't get a PhD in that, right? But that's equivalent. I've seen high priests and high priestesses study for 10 to 20 years and spend more than anyone, you know, maybe did in those colleges. So acquiring knowledge and security. It is just logical. Now, there's a balance, right, of not being an ego. I don't see that you were an ego. You held this wisdom. You held knowledge. You held mastery with love, reverence, and respect. Again, though, it's the kind of thing of, yes, we are all one, but I'm sorry. When it comes to brain surgery, no, a Reiki practitioner is not a brain surgeon, you know, and it's just like that, right? It's almost as if people became jealous of your wisdom. It's almost as if people became jealous of your mastery. And it's like people are seeking you out for your mastery, but then like kind of like punch you for it too. And it's like, what's going on here? Why do we have acquiring knowledge, insecurity? Yeah, the fire prince over here, optimism. Okay, the element of fire can also resonate with you too. Yeah, it's non-judgment here, and that's what I'm seeing. That's a final message of advice here. Patience, stillness, and then angelic help. Okay, so you are receiving some sort of angelic help. Be patient in this situation. It truly is all going to work out for you. Yeah, you have to be cleared away from people, from co-workers, you know, whatever this may be that did not have respect for you. Yeah, and it was actually causing more problems than you thought that it was. Now it's all cleared out. You actually have a collaboration coming in, okay? That's what I have for you. I do hope that it resonates in a positive way. I'm sending you all so much love and so many blessings to your day.